Alright, this video is to go over change of sign theorem and the intermediate value theorem for polynomials. So, theorem 3.1, change of sign theorem says, suppose f is a polynomial function and there are two numbers a and b such that f of a is less than 0 and f of b is greater than 0, then f of c has to be 0 for some number c between a and b. So this tells us that. So let's say you have some functions. Okay, so let's take any x value a. If you have x value a, then you should have y value, which is f of a, right? And if you take b, another x value b, then you should have f of b as well, because if you plug in b to f of x, you should get f of b. So if f of a is negative number and f of b is positive number, there has to be a point somewhere between a and b for x values to get f of c will be, so any point c, which will give you f of c, which is 0. In other words, the function, if the function is continuous, and if f of a is negative and f of b is positive, then it has to have, that function has to hit x-axis, which is f of x is 0, or y equals 0. Does that make sense? So that's the change of sign values. So the sign has to change. That's why it's called change of sign theorem. The intermediate value theorem is very similar to this. Suppose f is a polynomial function and a and b are two numbers such that f of a is less than f of b. Then for any number c between f of a and f of b, there is at least one number d between a and b such that f of d equals c. So instead of having y equals 0 x-axis, this is also true for any values. For example, let's take a here and b here. Then you should have f of a is here and f of b is somewhere over here. Okay? Then intermediate value theorem says, if you take any number d between a and b, the value of y value of that point, which is d, has to be, okay? So if you take any d here, if you take any points between a and b, which is the x-axis, x value, then the y value of that has to be somewhere between f of a and f of b. Okay, so if you take any d here, there is no way that the value, this point, has to be jumped up outside of the range like this. So that's, or somewhere over here, that's not going to happen if it is a continuous function. So that's what the intermediate value theorems for polynomials.